Hi guys, December has been quite uneventful for me. So even though the month had not many or not any at all continuation days, which is basically my main tactic of compounding and holding trades, I still yielded around 1.3k USD out of my 50k account. So let's get on to the trades from December. So actually the first trade from December is the one that gave me the most profit for the month, which was a 2.1% winner on Bitcoin. It was a long that I have started on the 1st of December, and I have actually closed on the 2nd. The thing is, since Breakout has a 90 to 10% rule for taking money out of their system, basically I made around 950 on this trade. The idea was basically longing the low that was created here on the 84k area with a stop loss under 80.8, which was basically the current low of the market. And so after compounding 2 times seeing that the actual market gives me some continuation, I have compounded the 3rd time as well, and the 4th time kind of went into a small loss. So this was around 1k, a bit more profit, which I actually took out of the account. So this was the first trade of December. It was really good for me. I have actually started the month with the right sentiment, and I don't know if I got a bit overconfident, but I think maybe starting too profitable in a month is not the best thing, but there is a thing to be revised here, where if I am starting with a big winning trade, good winning trade for the month, maybe I should take a step back and trade a bit more conservatively. Then between 2nd and 4th of December, I had the 2 shorts on Ethereum and Bitcoin that would have went into big profits, but obviously the stop loss was around 96k because that was the conglomerate around the upside of the move. And so the Bitcoin short here was around 92k. I remembered it perfectly, and then we had created a series of highs around 94k, and at this point I wasn't completely sure if we would continue higher, which was quite possible because there were quite a lot of shorts at the lows. And so whenever I tried to get more sell orders in, so I had 2, 3 and 4 sells also with the first one, so that means the first sell and 3 compounds. When I saw that the chart really didn't want to go down, I said, okay, I will just take a small loss here. Obviously the loss is cumulated with the Ethereum short, which kind of looks about the same. Obviously when I'm taking BTC, Ethereum, Solana trades, they will probably look around the same. It's kind of the exact same thing, but the stop loss was a bit closer, and so the loss would have been a bit lower if it would have been crystallized. So the thing is, I think this is why I'm saying if I wouldn't have had a good winning trade at the start of the month, I would have probably kept these trades with a bit smaller. I'm actually not sure, so this is something that I have to think about. I maybe wouldn't have compounded this aggressively on the Bitcoin trade, and maybe only starting to compound into my sells after I see some weeks here, after I see some weakness. This was kind of a proactive compounding of my shorts, which is still fine, but I think it could have went better. Then I had longs for Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana around 5th to 8th of December, and they all went break even. Well, the cumulative idea went break even. So I had buy one for Bitcoin around 90.7k, and then I tried to buy once it was going up. Obviously it has triggered my stop loss really fast here on the buy too, and so yeah, I mean, this trade it wasn't a bad one. It's just that I thought that since we have maintained some market structure that we wouldn't go down. But then again, I think this compound was actually good. This stop loss was actually good, but maybe a bit too restrictive. But at the same time, this buy 3 right here, obviously I had my buy 1, so my buy 3 had to go a bit higher. If I wouldn't have sold my position here, I would have been in a pretty big loss, right? So it would have been quite an eventful eventually. Then the Ethereum long, it looks kind of the same, right? The thing is with the Ethereum long is that so this should have been a sell here, obviously, of the buy on the chart. So it just went to stop loss, and that's that. So the Ethereum long didn't really work out. But at the same time, the Solana trade actually looked pretty good. So I had my buy 1 around 128 with stop loss around 123, and then the two compounded trades. The B2 was probably a bit too aggressive since I actually took it on a local high. The stop losses were under the wick that I have had my buy 1 onto. And then the sell was around, I don't know, B3 here. So B1 was extremely profitable, B2 and B3 not so much. B2 was actually in drawdown. So all these 3 trades actually ended up being break even. Okay, so nothing much to talk about here. The next trades were shorts on Ethereum and Bitcoin, and this has yielded the next like around $300, $400 that I have taken out of the account since I was already quite in a drawdown from the minus 0.5% on the account. And so here the sell is kind of exactly the same, where I thought that we will not go over 94K and we'll have a cluster of highs there. There is also a top of the channel there that still holds, and I think it's really good to think about it as a channel around 94K being the top, 87, 88K the middle, and 80K the low. And so I had sell 1 around 93K, 92.5, 93K with a compound on this low here. Obviously, we went higher after it was kind of a decent pump here. So it didn't touch my stop loss. It actually almost touched my stop loss for my second compound, and then we went sharply lower with my sell 3 being at the lows, my stop loss being around the 30-minute candles that have moved the chart lower. But eventually I just went out here at the 90.5K zone. So this was a pretty good trade for BTC. And then I had the trade for Ethereum that looks pretty much the same. So sell 1 here, it went sharply higher. The stop loss was at 3.5K. I compounded here, I compounded once more, and I bought at the lows. This was actually better than Bitcoin because it was it gave the proper move to the downside, and it took the liquidity, and then it started just moving consolidating. Basically, it didn't do much after, right? But it took the lows here, and that's most important. I actually wanted this Bitcoin trade to take the lows as well aggressively, and it didn't really happen. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a good trade, and this was basically the middle of the month already. And so at this point I had all my profits in the bank, 1.3K or close to 1.3K. After this I didn't really take anything out of the market. I had longs that, to be honest, this was a big loss, minus 2.7%. I think that I kind of got, I've gotten a bit complacent, and I think this loss kind of got me back on track on dialing in on trading, because I think that the market for December was quite uneventful. It was very choppy. There wasn't much volume and so on. Some people will say that, oh, it was a great month. Listen, if you're trading like this, you probably never heard of trading continuation. You're just gambling on ranges. I don't think this is a good way to trade. I kind of gotten burned on this month, even though I won some money, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's just about the fact that it wasn't really my trading style, and I still did well, and I should be proud of myself, and I am proud of myself. And that's about it, to be honest. So the buy one, sorry, was around 89k here for my Bitcoin long. And so my buy two was when I thought that the move up would be sustained and we would get a continuation day, which obviously happened quite a few times in December where there was no continuation. And then this was a pretty big loss. Ethereum was pretty much the same, but I just got stopped on Ethereum at 2.8, 2.85k, 2.9, which is also fine. It's not much of a big deal. And also for Solana, I had 3 longs, and I got stopped out at around 123 with all my buys, right? All my compounded trades here. So it's basically kind of the same trade over and over. It's just pretty unfortunate. If we would have had a good move or continuation day around the middle of December, I would have had profits, good profits, but it is what it is. I took a bit too much of a loss here. Reviewing this right now also helps me understand that I probably should be a bit more conservative with my compounds, especially in months that I know that will not be appropriate for my trading style, where there will not be many continuation days. And I just have to understand that, okay, listen, this is a month that is not good for me. I will take out of the market whatever I can take from the market, and that's pretty much it. You can't really do much more than this. You cannot force the market to give you what you want, right? If you want a four code that much, the market is probably not going to give it to you. Yeah. Then I had a few shorts on Bitcoin and Ethereum on the 18th that were intraday trades that were 0.5% winners, not much, but it adds up. And so I sold around 87.5k. I compounded once it went down with this big wick. I tried to compound once more, and the last time at the lows, trying to take the 83k low that was currently in place. But to be honest, this looks like a weak low here. I would like this 84.4k to be taken in January, maybe even starting from now, because this is a very, very poor low here. There wasn't much data, there wasn't much volume that would make this low appropriate. So I'm looking to take this low in January. Who knows, right? You can never know. Basically, this trade I have closed it at around 85.5, but for the last sell, it has touched my stop loss, so there was a pretty a bigger loss than I would have wanted, but it's not much of a big deal. Ethereum looks about the same. I have taken my trade out completely though, and it had 4 compounds in the first trade, so it was actually 5 Ethereum trade. It was pretty big, and I didn't really want to take the risks overnight. And as you can see, it pumped hard up, and it would have amended to big losses if I would have kept the trade. So it was a good decision of from my side. Whenever you have too much of a position, you might want to de-risk it once you see that the trade is hovering around your compounds, right? So I had this S3, S4, and S5. These are 3 compounds here. And if I don't have an appropriate price movement under these compounds, there's no reason to be over risking in this type of trade. So I think this is something to take home, where if your position is too big, you might want to think about the risking before anything else. Don't think about profits, think about the risking properly out of trades, okay? Then there were 2 more shorts, minus 0.22%, not much here, right? So Bitcoin short, I just closed it, to be honest. There wasn't much here. The PA was just moving back and forth, nothing special. Same with the Ethereum trade, but this one actually took my stop loss here. So yeah, it's just nothing special, minus 0.22, almost nothing, so that's fine. Then there are 3 longs that amended to 1.8% in profits. It's actually a pretty good trade. It kind of took too much with this sideways movement, with this I don't really like this PA, right? It's pretty stupid. It makes no sense. It shows no like, what can I say? You need a lot of patience to trade this type of PA. It's just compounding over and over and over. Nothing's happening here. It's just volumes battling each other and lack of volume battling each other, because there is not much volume moving around the market. And so you just have consolidations and consolidations over consolidations, and you're probably better off just taking a break rather than trading this. Some people would say that this is profitable, but this makes no sense in my opinion. It's just fake outs over fake outs. For example, I bought my buy 1 is around 88k, and then I went into a buy 2 because I thought it would, maybe after so long, after like 3 weeks, we would have a continuation day. It didn't happen again. My stop losses were set properly, and obviously if I would have gotten my trade stopped out, it is what it is. This is trading, and that's fine. But then I had my buy 3 when we actually started moving a bit higher, and I kind of sold around buy 3, and I had not much profit, but it was pretty good on Bitcoin. Sorry, Ethereum looks pretty much the same. I had the buy 1 around 2.9. I compounded it once we moved up, and then I sold it around 3.1, 3.13, something like this. It was a pretty good trade. It was more profit than Bitcoin actually. It was taken at the same idea where we have broken out of this mini range, and I thought we would actually get continuation. We did, but way later in start of January, and not actually in the end of December. I would have wanted it to be in the end of December, but it doesn't matter what you want, to be honest. The market is the market, and it's ruling over us with a firm hand, so that's it. Solana, pretty much the same. Solana, it has been an outlier for me this month. I have had pretty good trades on Solana. I have had one initial buy and one compound that I have taken it at the actual current, I mean, the top that was in place at that point at 133, taking it from 125, 184, something like that. That's pretty good for me. Nothing much to say here. It's the exact same idea, and I think that Solana is trading pretty good right now, but you have to be careful, because if you are over leveraging, or if your position is too big on these smaller coins, you can get cooked really fast. And I think that it's better to just be reserved and trade properly rather than looking for big profits, right? This is probably something that I have to take home in this month, where I should probably compound a bit less or compound a bit more reserved, because profits are there for the taking, but losing less on specific trades would probably help me be more consistent over time. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully January will show some continuation days, some continuation weeks, and we can see actual compounded trades and actual profits. I have also bought another account, another 50k account, and it's already at 51k from 50k. I have actually taken some trades that were in this presentation as well. So, for example, I had, I think I had this Bitcoin trade, Bitcoin and Ethereum trade. I don't know if I had a Solana trade, but I think I had the Bitcoin and the Ethereum trades that were in decent profits, and I have closed them higher than this. So if the Bitcoin trade I closed at 90.5, I think on the account that I am actually taking the challenge right now, that is another 50k account, I have closed at 92.5 or something like this. Nevertheless, I will also involve that account soon, probably make a video about it, not sure yet, but I will probably involve that account into the January review. And so thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.